People of Reddit, what's the best thing your teacher said to you? My teacher once told me, you don't have to be the best, just better than yesterday. It stuck with me and changed how I approach everything in life. Okay, you can go home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You have a unique way of seeing the world. It was in high school before a quiz bee has to start. My teacher approached me for I am one of the participants. Just do your best. I know you can do it. This has made me more eager to do my best and aim to win the competition. I'll be honest, Kate, in a few months' time none of this will matter, and you'll never have to see these people again if you don't want to. Live your life on your terms. The loudest voices tend to be the dumbest. My music teacher used to tell me that before you could break the rules, you had to understand them. High school doesn't matter. You just think it does now. A teacher of mine said he would write me a letter of recommendation, but it had been a week or so and he hadn't gotten back to me yet. I went in a third time to remind him and I started off with an apology, to which he corrected me, saying don't ever stop advocating for yourself. It's advice I haven't forgotten since. Do we have to speed to make it? To not speed, because even if you don't make it that year, you can still finish school a year later and you'll be fine, but if you die on the way to finals, that's final. He had witnessed some students a couple years prior getting into an accident on the way to finals, and if I remember correctly, 2 of them passed away. Somehow he always pops in my head when I'm feeling like I should speed to not be late for something. I always just think better late, even if it means a lost opportunity, than dead. Asked a math teacher, when will I ever need this in my life? His answer, you will indeed never need this. Not the nicest thing, but one hell of burn. He has my respect for that one. Watch this yellow and blue make green. I don't think I ever had a kind teacher. You're capable of more than you think. One of my teachers once told me that it's okay to fail and that mistakes are just proof you're trying. It was the first time I felt like it was okay to not have everything figured out, and it really stuck with me. Oh, see, but she told us it was definitely only 5. Sure, we're all still wondering the truth of the matter and whether we can count or not. She mixed it up for us anyway, made it slightly interesting. Word for word, my German teacher said the girl in the wheelchair got a B, so I believe you're capable of getting a C. At least she had faith in me. Come take a chair and sit down, as he tries to get me on the right path. My math teacher once said that everyone's journey looks different and that I didn't need to compare myself to anyone else's progress. It was such a small thing, but it made me realize I could go at my own pace. He allowed us to show meme to the entire class. It were a blast. If you're going to college, don't become a teacher. It's the only time a teacher ever talked to me one-on-one without the entire class. Back then I was considering becoming one. History's great people were usually outside the norm. Keep being you. I have a brother with special needs. Growing up, he always had more attention because he needed to be cared for differently. Being young, I didn't always understand this and would act out. On my last day of school, my teacher pulled me aside and I thought I was in trouble again. But he told me, I know everyone always talks about your brother and I'm sorry if you have felt like you were in his shadow. But you are your own person and don't make anyone make you feel otherwise. You're special too. I hope he's doing well. My history professor once said to me, live a life you can look back on fondly in the nursing home, because when you're too old to make new memories anymore, the ones you made are all you'll ever have. Are you high? No, I'm not Mr. R. I'm just genuinely happy and laughing with my friends. Thank you for teaching me a valuable lesson about authority figures and people who assume respect will be given to them. I was severely depressed at the time, but I was having a rare moment of joy. Also, fuck you, Mr. R. I can't believe they eventually made you principal, then superintendent. I feel so bad for those poor kids. Mr. E, you already explained half of the class contents and you're good at it. We really need people. Wouldn't you like to go to the university and become electrotechnics teacher? Did so. Good choice. Miss Crozier, I think she was my 4th or 5th grade teacher, told me that she loved my stories and that I can actually be a writer when I grow up. I remember that day as if it was yesterday. I was so happy when she said that to me. I'm so proud of you. You've improved a lot, made me so happy. Books are your best friends. My English teacher put me onto Talking Heads when I was 13-14. This was in the 80s. Best thing a high school teacher ever did for me. One of my teachers was a weirdo and he kept saying stuff like time isn't real. Time is just an agreement between masses, and so on. I had to think about that FR. It's not like you're ever going to be working for NASA. Going on 17 years with NASA now ... These are the top 3 quotes from my high school chemistry teacher. 1. I don't know why all the kids these days want to be gangsters. It's stupid. You ever heard of a retired gangster? That's because they either end up dead or in jail. 2. Which one of you dickheads stole my pen? Point 3. If there was an active shooter, I assure you all that you are in the safest room with me because I have killed more people than you all can imagine. Ex-military. Better 3 hours early than 3 minutes late. The college professor I look up to the most told me that I'm one of the best students he had and that I am doing good with where I'm at in life. Had me in tears. I emailed him a few years back when I was feeling lost career-wise. Don't be afraid to color outside the lines. It's where the magic happens. 4th grade teacher got info together for me to audition to be one of the Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Kids, it was in a couple hundred miles too far for me to go, but that stuck with me. I was 10. I had transferred to a new school. I was pretty lost at the time, plus my teachers up to then were the worst. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she was supportive, protective. I managed to find her on Facebook not too long ago and tell her thank you. She remembered me, which was amazing because this was so long ago. You're very beautiful. I was homeschooled. My first day of real school, my mom got sick and we had to go to public school. Mr. Steck called me blushes. He knew I was so embarrassed to talk in public. What a great guy. He got me out of my head on the first day of real school. Doug is disruptive and seems to prefer playing deputy teacher report card. My mother kept it for posterity. Trust yourself. Do what is right. You will make it. If you can't, nobody was deep. Also a hell of responsibility. But I loved it. Almost cry when I remember. Me alive. You'll never have the Bachelor and he did it. You're smarter than you think you are. Time am, but I still feel dumb. That I had a great music taste. Being in a school with 0 alternative people, it made me feel not so alone. And from there they used to play Iron Maiden coming into class. It was awesome. You're not defined by a grade. Wish I believed it sooner. You won't be able to have a successful career. That was enough. You are very inventive. Mate, stop to worrying about the future. I know you and you'll do great. He's one of our strictest teacher at uni and I wasn't a bright student. I was pretty lucky as a student as I managed to have really kind teachers all along my life as student. They usually have a parent role type over us. In my country, you even refer to your teacher as uncle, aunt until year 3. After that, it goes by their first name or nickname. I believe this brings a closer and more equal relationship. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Who doesn't vote can't complain about the politics. My high school art teacher letting me be in his classroom whenever I wanted to be. I would skip PE and other electives to be in his classroom making art. My English teacher told me that my voice and ideas mattered, even if I felt they weren't good enough. It was the first time I felt seen, and it gave me the confidence to keep writing. When I was in high school, I had a media and communication class. The teacher would write random things on the upper left corner of the whiteboard he used. On the first day of class, he wrote, "Curiosity is the answer." Had a history teacher say, "Why can't y'all be like her? She comes in here, sleeps, and still passes her test." He was talking about me. The reason he said that is cause it was the 3rd or 4th test that most of the class failed except me. Thanks for watching.